Good morning. You're welcome to Seal Morning News once again with me, Issah, Nabila, Salifu. Thursday, the 28th day of February 2019. And in the headlines, please invite Ofosu Ampofu over leaked audio. Now, Akufo-Addo congratulates Buhari on re-election. Teacher unions raise red flag over government plans to privatize public education. Our medical drone services free for patients, health agencies, government bears full cost. And Moroccan mineral fertilizer company ready to partner with Ghana. Now, let's now look into the details. And President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has congratulated Muhammad Buhari on his re-election for a second successive term as President of Nigeria. President Akufo-Addo said that his re-election is a renewal of the confidence Nigerians have in his program of governance, which had job creation, diversification of the economy, the revival of Nigeria's agriculture, and the fight against corruption as its priority. President Akufo-Addo also congratulated the ruling party All Progressive Congress APC for maintaining control in an emphatic manner over the Senate and the House of Representatives. President Akufo-Addo encouraged President Buhari to continue on the path of delivering unity, security, progress, and prosperity to the Nigerian people. And to other stories. And the Criminal Investigations Department (CID) of the Ghana Police Service has extended a formal invitation to the national chairman of the opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC), Mr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofu, to assist with investigations in the leaked audio in which he was said to be conspiring with party members to harm political opponents. The letter inviting Mr. Ampofu said he should report at the CID headquarters today, February 28, 2019, at 10 a.m. Already, the NDC has said the tape is false and concocted. Mr. Ofosu Ampofu has come under fire over comments he allegedly made in the secret recording. On the recording, a voice believed to be Mr. Ampofu's is heard urging people to take the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jane Adukwe Mensah, to the cleaners. The voice also endorsed verbal attacks on the National Peace Council chairman, Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante. The audio tape also suggests that abductions and kidnappings could be used to silence political opponents. And the cost of delivery of essential medical supplies through the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, that's drones, which will be borne by patients who need them or the medical facilities that place the orders, according to the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Anthony Siasare. When the project to deliver medicines and blood through drones begin by the second quarter of the year, the cost of deliveries will be sorted by the state as part of plans to reduce the cost of health service delivery in the country. Answering questions about who is likely to bear the cost of medical deliveries through drones in an interview, Dr. Siasare said the government had been emphatic on who would bear the cost and was determined to carry it out per its plans. He explained that monies raised for the project would also come from corporate institutions as part of their corporate social responsibilities, adding that those companies will be rewarded as usual through tax rebates, among other things, to enable them to do more as their CSR activities demand. In the second week of December last year, Parliament approved the drones for medical delivery after 3 failed attempts. It is estimated that the government is likely to spend about $12 million in 4 years for the project. The Ghana Health Service had introduced the deal to help deliver blood and essential medicines across the country, especially to rural communities. The GHS had held that the deal was extremely useful and called on all Ghanaians to support the project. According to the Director General, the introduction of the drone services was part of a grand agenda to transform the health service and to also use more cost-effective means in meeting the health needs of the people. And to education, teacher unions have served notice they will resist any attempt by the government to privatize, commercialize, and commodify public education in the country. They said the decision by the government to cede 100 endowed public schools to privatize individuals and groups to run a pilot project to be funded through a loan and a grant under a partnership dubbed Ghana Partnership Schools GPS was untenable. Addressing a press conference in Accra yesterday, a spokesperson for the teacher unions, Mr. David Oforia Champon, who is also the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, rather urged the government to supply adequate resources and release the capitation grant on time for the effective management of schools. In attendance were the President of the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, Mr. Eric Angel Carbono, the President of the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Ghana, the President of the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Ghana CCT, GH, Mr. King Ali Awudu, and the National Chairman of the Teachers and Education Workers Union, TEU, Mr. Peter K. Lumo. But a source close to the Ministry of Education reaching to the concerns by the teacher unions expressed surprise at the position taken by the unions. He said the ministry was still engaged in consultations with relevant stakeholders and that no concrete decision had been taken yet, and therefore described the concerns of the teacher unions as premature. The source said the ministry would be holding a consultative conference involving all stakeholders, such as the teacher unions, next month. And 8 journalists are visiting Morocco to learn about some new initiatives of OCP and to attend the 10th Agus Fertilizer Conference. One of the initiatives is a project called Al Mutmir, which was launched in September last year. OCP is the largest mineral fertilizer company in the world, which is now focusing on helping farmers to recognize the need to use fertilizers the proper way to achieve greater yields. This that the company is doing by customizing fertilizers to the specific soils being used by farmers with a scientific approach involving soil analysis. On Wednesday, February 27th, the journalists visited the Al Mutmir projects in Chichowa. The project now has 10,000 volunteer farmers who are taking advantage of the initiative to analyze their soil scientifically, prepare suitable fertilizers through dealers and distributors of OCP products, and learn from agronomists the proper application of the fertilizers to improve yields. Madam Fatiha Karadi, Vice President, Local Market Farming Development of OCP, who briefed the journalists on site, said the company will need to go into partnership with Ghana to adopt the Al Mutmir approach in order to improve the lot of farmers. He said at the heart of the project are three principles: scientific approach, partnership, and the farmers. OCP supplies the nitrogen, phosphate, and potash for the formulation of the customized fertilizers. The farmers go through training sessions where they have the opportunity to ask questions and share ideas. The project also uses tools such as digital technology to interact with the farmers. And a 53-year-old woman has become the oldest female in the country to successfully give birth through in vitro fertilization, IVF. Mrs. Vivian Tansen was delivered of a set of twins, both females, through cesarean section last Monday by a medical team led by Dr. Gordon Atto, a fertility specialist at the All Faith Medical Center, a fertility facility at New Aplaku in Accra. Before her, the oldest woman to have gone through a had undertaken over 100 successful IVFs since its establishment in January 2018. According to him, many more women were going through the process at the center to enable them to have their own children. He observed that many women who had challenges in conceiving resorted to all forms of medications, most of which were unprescribed, in a bid to improve their situation. Infertility, he pointed out. We now
they've missed the opportunity making it to the finals of the Copa del Rey.
Yes.
And I'm very sure the absence of Ronaldo is affecting Real Madrid, if I may say, because Real Madrid playing at camp, we know Barca most of the times used to disturb at Santiago Bernabeu, but going to Camp Nou and to get a 1-1 draw game, you just need a goalless draw to qualify, or to at least a 1-0 victory, and then you
yes, 1-0 and you're gone. And yesterday, looking at the game, if Ronaldo was to be present, they could have gotten a goal.
They miss a lot of chances,
scoring chances,
chances.
In fact, they've missed Ronaldo big time. And I hope they get his substitute.
They brought in Mariano, whom they gave the number 7 jersey, which to me I think is a big insult to Ronaldo. Because you see, the number 7 jersey at Real Madrid, as David Beckham left it.
Yes, David Beckham.
Raúl pick up the number 7 jersey, and then it was handed over to Ronaldo.
And all of these guys are great
players.
Yes,
they did good job.
Very good.
You see, so if you want to it's been run by a men's good CEO. Is the team owned by Nana Appiah Mensah #1. So he's got a player at the national side. I don't know if maybe injunction has not been placed on his players as it's been placed on all his properties. So Emmanuel Sapon from Star Madrid has been invited to the Black Meteors camp, and we have Emmanuel Ekuma also from Mighty Jet, and a boot Jesse from Ebusuan Drafts, and we have Caleb Amankwa also from Idiana Star. So assistant coach Michael Osei will take charge to be given a junior team for development, but it has never been so. They've given it out to people. He mentioned the likes of Jimmy Corbin. He said because he's affiliated to War All Stars and also to the former GFA president, so that gave him the chance to get the opportunity. And also he allegedly said that former Ghana international Tony Yeboah also lobbied for Ibrahim Tanko, because Ibrahim Tanko was coaching far away in Cameroon, but because there has been a lobby, so he's been able to get the coaching job to the Black Stars as assistant coach, and now he has been given the head coach of the match. He said if you belong to Kotoko, or you happens to be a former player of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, or coaches for Kotoko, definitely you are going to get a national team to coach. But belonging to Heart of Oak is going to be difficult. He said Mohamed Polo knows that because he talks too much, that's why they don't want to give the job to him. But he is always right and he's always on point. So that is what Mohamed Polo has got to say over there. Now we move to the normalization committee of the Ghana Football Association, where a top official who happens to be the committee chairman of the ad hoc committee, Mr. Kujo Fiano, has revealed that a video assistant referee and goal line technology are likely to be used in Ghana Premier League camp the following season. The image of Ghanaian referees has been tainted after the airing of a video documentary dubbed number 12, compiled by investigative journalist Anas Arimiya Anas. Over 30 Ghanaian match officials were caught taking bribes to manipulate the outcome of Ghana Premier League matches. So Mr. Kujifian said the referees committee of the GFA Normalization Committee have proposed the introduction of video assistant referee VAR and goal line technology at key Ghana Premier League centers. So this is what the president of the ad hoc committee on refereeing has got to say, that they have proposed it to the normalization committee for it to be introduced in the Ghana Premier League. And Orlando Pirates, they are preparing a lucrative offer for Ghanaian international Richie Dofori. Richie Dofori happens to be the person of hands for Marisburg United. Now Orlando Pirates, they are trying to lure the young chap to their camp over there. So now let's move to the international front, where some matches happened yesterday, and it was all go galore at Anfield yesterday when Liverpool they hosted Watford United. For the past 3 times Watford visited Anfield, out of 3 meetings, it's been 16 goals that they've conceded. 6-1, 5-0, and then another 5-0 yesterday. And Manchester United also, they were lucky yesterday. They had a victory away at Crystal Palace. That's Salifu's back. So this is how the results look yesterday at the end of 90 minutes at the Emirates Sports Stadium. Arsenal, they defeated AFC Bournemouth by 5-1. And Mesut Ozil was on target. Henry Mkhitaryan, he was on target. Laurent Koscielny, Aubameyang, and then Lacazette, they were all on target. When we have Lis Mousset, he got a consolation for AFC Bournemouth over there. So after Bournemouth humiliated Chelsea, Arsenal came to do the job for their London rivals. Southampton also defeated Fulham by 2-0 yesterday at the St. Mary's Park. Oriel Romeo and James Ward-Prowse, they were on target for Southampton as they had their 2-0 victory over Fulham. And then we have Chelsea defeating Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0. And in that particular game, it was a beautiful own goal scored by Trippier, making the second goal. Before the second goal, Pedro, he had a sensational goal over there. It was a beautiful goal scored by Pedro yesterday. And Kieran Trippier in the 84th minute scored a wonderful back pass on goal over there. As the keeper, Hugo Lloris, was rushing for the ball, Trippier also thought maybe the keeper was in full, so he tried giving the ball to Trippier. Lo and behold, Hugo Lloris wasn't in full, so it happens to be an own goal over there. And yesterday at Anfield, Liverpool, you never walk alone, humiliated Watford by 5-0. We have Sadio Mane with brace. Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool's defender, also scoring brace over there. It was all powerful headers, and I was so happy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so happy yesterday while watching the game when the infringement came, and I was like, wow, this is a goal for Virgil van Dijk, because I saw Arnold was about to give a powerful assist. And then Divock Origi, who replaces Roberto Firmino yesterday in the starting lineup, was also on target yesterday. So
you should be you should be happy when you lift the trophy.
It was 5-0 over there. And then yesterday, Crystal Palace, they were at Salifu's Park, and Manchester United humiliated them, defeated them by 3-1. We have Lukaku. He was on target, scoring brace over there. And then Ashley Young was also on target over there. And then we have Jawad, who had a consolation for Crystal Palace yesterday. And yesterday, Manchester City also defeated West Ham by a lone goal. Sergio Aguero in the 58th minute. It was a spot kick or a penalty over them. And yesterday at the Copa del Rey in Spain, Real Madrid, they were at home and they were defeated by Barcelona at the Estadio Santiago de Bernabeu by 3-0. Luis Suarez with a brace, and then Rafael Varane also scoring an own goal over there. So we move to the Coppa Italia, where after 90 minutes, Fiorentina and Atalanta, they played to a 3-3 draw game over there yesterday. It was goals galore and a very intriguing game over there yesterday when Atalanta and then Fiorentina played to a 3-3 draw game over there. So now I think that's all for the sports update. In the evening, we'll be bringing you the full results and then some post-match interviews and what happened yesterday in the games. So I will hand over to my colleague Issah and Nabila Salifu when you wrap up with the news over there. Okay, I think there is a message here asking for the Premier League table. I thought I would love to do that in the evening, but someone sent a message. I want to have or know how the table looks like currently. We have Liverpool after 28 matches. They are on top with 69 points plus 49 goals, and Manchester City at the second position after 28 matches. They have a 68 points with 55 goals. So the goal difference is 6 goals difference, and then a point difference between Liverpool and Manchester City. Tottenham Hotspur at the third position with 60 points with 26 goals, and we have Arsenal at the fourth position, 56 points, and we have Manchester United at the fifth position with 55 points, and Chelsea, they are the sixth position with 53 points. But remember, Chelsea have got a game in hand, so if they are able to win that particular game, meaning United a default, so definitely they'll be moving back to their sixth position where we all know they belong. At the relegation, so we have Cardiff City 18th position with 25 points, Fulham 17 points at the 19th position, and Huddersfield Town 28 matches played, they have 14 points over there. So that's how the table look like. In the evening, we'll be delving more into it and see how things are going also in the English Premiership, and then some weekend matches which will be happening come this weekend. And there is a message here also on Facebook from our number one listener, Walanyo from Akwetia. So let me check and then quickly or come on. Open up for me so that okay. But I think this one is not on sports though, but since we say we're doing the sports together, so, the news together, so he said Walanyo in Akwetia, suddenly Sami Photo, I'm very sure he's talking about Sami Photo. Yes. So suddenly Sami Photo is dumped after the lip tape. Now the babies with sharp teeth become mouthpiece on his behalf, and no one drinks a medicine for the sick person. Just imagine if it is doctor tape, won't he, Sami Photo, be jumping from one media station to another for a media cover-up? They have forgotten what ex-President Rollins said. If you want to match MPP boot for boot, match them with better policies and not violence. Now it's clear that the NDC have nothing better to tell Ghanaians, and without Samuel Ofosu Ampofo's evil formula, they won't even get 35%. So this Walanyo from Akwetia. My brother, special good morning going out to you. But before I hand over to Christiana MP, you doing the listening from Nkoko, special good morning going out to you. And then Amadokas also will be here tomorrow. He'll be here from 10 a.m. Yes, to 11.
Yes. So with that, the health program,
I live a healthy life. Yesterday, I said yesterday, tomorrow's show is going to be about health life, or how to live a healthy style of life. So tomorrow we're talking more health on the show. So she's doing the watching also on Facebook. So Amadokas, special good morning going out to you.
The program is very powerful. We will thank you very much. We will wrap up with the analysis expose, but before then, let's do something from the Ghana Police Service. And the Ghana Police Service has revived its service instructions and a communication strategy in line with its transformation agenda. The service instructions serve as the standard operating procedures that guide all operations of the police, ensure professionalism, and provide key procedural information and directions to ensure effective prosecutions. For the first time, the police administration has added the public education and communication strategy to enhance communications with internal and external stakeholders of the service and ensure greater respect for human rights. The two documents were developed with the support of the European Union (EU) under its anti-corruption rule of law and accountability program. Launching the two documents, the Minister of the Interior, Mr. Ambrose Derry, said the service instructions which were developed for the then Gold Coast Constabulary, which later became the Ghana Police Force and subsequently the Ghana Police Service, had remained the same since 1957. He said under the direction and vision of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, it would continue to play its constitutional role of equipping and maintaining the police service to enable it to perform its legitimate duty of maintaining law and order. For his part, the Inspector General of Police IGP Mr. David Asante-Appiah said the two documents would enhance police accountability, transparency and professionalism in line with international standards. Additionally, he said it would promote respect for human rights and improve police public engagement. The service instructions, he pointed out, would ensure that police officers acted in a professional manner at all times in spite of the hazards they were exposed to in the exercise of their duties. The history of the Ghana Police Service, Mr. Asante-Appiah said, had shown that police officers were exposed to dangers in the discharge of their duties, yet they went all out to deliver their mandate, sometimes at the peril of their lives. The police administration, the IGP said, had been doing its best to prevent unprofessional conduct and punish deviant behavior to serve as a deterrent to others. Now, ARAP, she said, the European Union ambassador to Ghana, Ms. Dina Akonsia, said the ARAP program, which would run from 2016 to 2021, was a €20 million project with the aim of supporting the accountability institutions through the strengthening of law enforcement agencies for a stronger criminal justice chain. ARAP, she stated, had been supporting the Ghana Police Service in the areas of technical assistance for effective prosecution, improving professional standards, and strengthening accountability of the service to the Ghanaian citizens. Now, finally, before we go, in another explosive documentary, investigative journalist Anas Arameyao announced reveals that government officials are circumventing measures to curb illegal mining and allowing a company to mine. The undercover work showed the officials receiving various sums of money to facilitate the process and provide security protection for the mining company. When the war on Galamsey was declared, government decided to give a clear picture of the scope and duration of the intervention. It therefore set up the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining to implement the 2-year roadmap. While the committee has received plundis for a good job done so far, some complaints have also been heard about underhand dealing involving officials in charge at the IMCIM, who allegedly take bribes to allow people circumvent the rules of the roadmap. The secret filming captured Secretary to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, IMCIM, Mr. Charles Cromwell Bisiu, taking cash amounting to 35,000 Ghana cedis in 3 meetings through one Andy Owusu, a connection man, to circumvent the process to renew the mining license for all resources enterprise. This was to ascertain whether there really are shortcuts to mining illegally in Ghana after the ban and institution of the roadmap. And that marks the end of the news. But before we go, Stephen, have you had a glimpse of this documentary? Yeah, yesterday I had an opportunity of watching it.
Yesterday,
and it's so surprising.
I watched the documentary, and you know what? I was telling
what is wrong with we Ghanaians, or let me say Africans?
I was telling Nia Jema Percy that, okay, then why wouldn't Anas come and investigate me?
I forward.
Look at the cash he's giving out to people.
Oh, okay.
Look at the bundle. 50 Ghana notes.
Hey,
bundle.
In fact, I was shocked.
And
I was shocked. The money, especially the one in the car.
There was one guy who was giving the money. He was like, "Why don't you make it big ones?"
What is
he was giving, I think, 5,000 first and another 5,000.
Yes. Some of the somewhere he presented about 5,000 and 3,000 or 35,000.
One had 35,000.
Yes,
at the end.
50 Ghana cedi notes and one to the 20 Ghana.
We have those who received 100 CDs as
yes.
For those
all
ones,
in the
maybe
process
like thank you thing or something.
To give a go ahead for the proposed mining company.
Listen to what they were saying.
ORR
Most of them said,
Limited.
if you have the big men behind you, those are the top behind you, whatever you are doing, you are free to do it.
Now,
I watched the exposure yesterday and I was like, wow.
But
Ghana.
But I'm sure this is a worrying situation to
And
all Ghana.
is it IMCIMM or what?
Interministerial Commission on Illegal Mining.
The office is about 3 minutes walk from the Jubilee House.
The Jubilee House, yeah, very close.
Close to the president. So their mind was, okay, if we do this transaction and then the president should walk in. What explanation are we going to give?
They didn't mind. They didn't mind.
The power of money.
You see, it is very it's very unfortunate. It's very sad that all our problems are born out of irresponsible leadership. From the previous government.
And you see how they fast-tracked the document.
Yeah. Oh, serious.
So the Tiger Eye guy was like, I never knew it's going to be this soon.
This thing, if somebody had alleged earlier that this fight for Galamsey, there is fraud in it, I mean, they would have come out and deny. You see,
with big vocabs, English that you can't even get the meaning from how do we call it, encyclopedias.
They would come out if NDC, their opponents, had come out to do these allegations. You can imagine. But look, thanks to Anas Armia,
it's so disheartening.
Our leaders, why? So now the president's vision is to end illegal Galamsey and then and provide the communities with clean water.
And those that have been put in place.
Our lands, our forests, that's part we looking for money.
You see the Rambo style that some of them were using to collect the money. They place the money on their laps, and one
you mentioned Rambo style.
You see that policeman who just, as they normally do by the roadside.
How he took the money from the.
After that, he didn't even count the money to see how much was given to him. No. After collecting,
he was very certain about the amount because he knew that this they are rather in the middle of the fight against it. So the person coming in to engage in that illegality will always make sure
they assured a supposed Galamsey man that they are going to give him a soldiers to protect him,
maximum protection.
Whenever the vanguard team will be coming, they will talk to the commander so that they know areas to go and areas not to go. And even to make a matter simple, they will tell them this day will be coming, so that if you have excavator at the site, you take the excavator away.
Yes.
You see, this thing is never a news to me. These vanguard people, after this came out that Galamsey must stop, when vanguard were deployed to the Galamsey site, I have someone who told me that he's an operator, they were working, so he was inside. If you've been to Galamsey side, you've seen how they work. Most of the time, you see, if they create the pits, machine will be, excavator will be down,
I watch a movie
bringing the load, the load for washing. So he was in the pit. So he said before he could fetch the load and then bring it out, he saw that those on the trammel where they do the washing, they were not there. The other excavator too, he saw the bucket in the air hanging. So he was like, before he could turn, police and soldiers surrounded the area.
Wow.
Everybody has run, left him alone. So he was like, okay, now the worst has happened. After all, they either arrest me or and they will take the machine. The machine is not mine. So if they arrest me, the machine owner definitely will come and bail, or the site owner will.
Exactly.
So he got down and then walked to them. And they were like, so he said the police and the soldiers who came around, those people, they asked him, why are your people running away?
Yes, the security officers.
The security officers asked, why are your people running away? Master, we are in the bush for something to chop.
Oh,
the exact words.
Subhanallah.
So he said right there, he picked his phone and called the site former. Oh, that former, where are you? You have to come so that we sort them out.
We sort them out. Yeah, they really want to see you.
They paid 200 cedis.
Oh,
200 cedis to the people, and that was all they were allowed to work.
This is so. This is sad. This is sad.
This Anas thing is not new to me.
But
you see, when they said Anas brought the trailer for the exposure, or when he gave the hint first, I thought it's going to be about the vanguard people or those around. But I never knew high people.
Yes.
In governance,
people who have been appointed,
who will be associated to this,
who have been appointed by the president,
and you see,
to help him realize,
achieve his vision. One guy in the exposure by name Schoolboy,
yes,
and one also the last part.
The last party.
What is that?
Is it not the Andy guy?
The Andy guy.
Andy, yes.
They called the Tiger team and they were demanding for the rest of their money. They were demanding for their balance. I was like, after all you receive.
After all what you receive, you are not still okay.
So he will be in Accra, he will be traveling to Kumasi and then also.
And as they have been appointed to see to this operation, they are taking allowances.
Huge allowance.
They are being paid for. Government is actually spending on this.
You see, they will tell you they have some sittings, they have some meetings. Yes. After that meeting, definitely they will go in for money.
So you are doing this, stabbing the president in the back.
Stabbing the president in the back.
Hey, so now that it has come out that his own people are involved in this. Now, what will he do? You remember in the first expose,
the number 12.
The number 12. You see, Kozinya Tachi, went to the extreme, mentioned some
amount that if you give this to the president, you give this to this person, you give this to this person, and then you bring on Honorable Kennedy upon our side, the whole country will be ours.
Yes, because he is somebody who is very difficult to be controlled.
And you see, this is the person who is still moving
freely.
Yes,
and even throwing bomb, just spewing some. Just recently, 2 weeks ago or some, I heard him on radio. Lambasting Anas.
Yeah.
And
now they've reported Anas.
He's a free man. Oh, Ghana, God save us.
God save Ghana.
Well. Let's end it there. Before we go, and we some of the stories that we brought to you. Police invite Ofosu Ampofu over leaked audio. Akufo-Addo congratulates Buhari on re-election. Now, teacher unions raise red flags over government plans to privatize public education. And medical drone services free for patients, health agencies. Moroccan mineral fertilizer company ready to partner with Ghana. These and many more came your way, including the expose we just discussed right now. And we also congratulate Baba Buhari on his re-election. In fact, it was a keenly contested. Sure. It looked as if the PDP candidate would just cause some shock, but unfortunately, almost 4 million votes.
The difference was
between
Buhari
and so I think we all congratulate him. One thing I like about Buhari is his vision to fight corruption in Nigeria. You see, these two countries, Nigeria and Ghana, these two West African countries, corruption. There's no doubt. Corruption has been a monster in these two countries. You see, affecting we the citizens a lot.
You see, he's got the idea, the ambition of fighting corruption, but if people in his governance are not going to stab him in the back, like how some are doing in Ghana.
Okay, you see, but definitely we cannot get all of them to be by his side like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But at least
that's what happens if you are surrounded with babies with sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth. They will bite you.
Definitely.
Oh, former President Rawlings. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is how we wrap up on today's edition of News at 7 on Seal Radio Online. My name is Issah Nabila Salifu. The sports updates was brought to you by Steven Zuta. We might come back to you soon. Thank you for watching us on Facebook and YouTube, and for listening to us via the app. Hey. What's up?